told me today that they had passed out when they'd gone to the doctors as a result of the fear from the information they got from their doctor. What is that about? That's what this video is about. So it starts with this. What is this? Any clues where it fits? Fits in there, look. Well, it actually fits that way around. And if you put it next to you, you might wonder what this is. This is the brain stem. This is what you would routinely call the grey matter. So this is the thinking bit of your brain. The front bit does thinking and the back bit tends to do movement. But this is the cognitive bit. This is the bit that differentiates us from apes and our forefathers, because they didn't have all this grey matter. They have a flat head, don't they? So, have a guess what's in there. This is right in the middle of there. If I put it that way around, I'm not very good at this film making malarkey, but that basically fits right in the middle of there, and it fits right on top of that stemmy bit. So that stemmy bit is the oldest bit of your brain. We get this from Neanderthal man. Actually, we get this from before Neanderthal man. This bit sits on top of there, so it's sort of that bit there. It's the bit underneath there that sort of fits in there. So this is the really important thing, and the reason that person collapsed at the doctors and fainted was as a result of this little blue blob. That little blue blob is your amygdala. Amygdala apparently is from the Greek for almond. That's a 3D printed almond and a 3D printed bit of the brain. This bit of the brain is indeed called the limbic system. It's a very old part of our brain. It's not got all the cognitive thinking in here. It didn't know about Facebook and social media and all that stuff. It does now, but it didn't do when it was formed in our forefathers about 70,000 years ago. So this bit is right in the middle. It's directly behind our eyes, directly between our ears, just behind our nose and mouth. That blue bit controls our emotional responses. The white lump in the middle, if you can see it, that bulb in the middle, that's our thalamus. Can't say that easily when you've got a tongue like mine. That's our thalamus. So what happens is everything we see, hear, touch, taste and smell goes into that thalamus thing. That orange bit at the bottom, you see that orange bit there? That orange bit is the bit that's responsible for creating long-term memory. That's the bit that tells us whether stuff's really important or not. And connected to that is this blue dot. And this blue dot, if you look, has got a pathway, a specific pathway feeding all the way forward into this thing here. This thing controls your pituitary gland. Another word, I'll never be a brain surgeon because I can't even say the words, but your pituitary gland, this thing decides what your pituitary gland does, and your pituitary gland is the thing that releases all your hormones into your body. So the endorphins and serotonin when you're feeling good, and the adrenaline when you're feeling threatened and fearful. So you can see there is a direct connection between that blue thing and that blob in the middle there, the thing that controls your hormones. So what happens is, doctor speaks to you through your ear, and it goes in through your ear into that white thing. That white thing sends a signal to memory to say, have I faced or experienced this before? The guy in question is about to discuss with you oral cancer. So my God, have you had this conversation before? Your memory says, yeah, last time we talked about oral cancer, he cut my bloody tongue out. So it sends a signal to the blue bit. The blue bit says, whoa, tiger, whoa, slow down, don't get involved in this. What the blue thing does, it sends a signal through this rapid blue line channel into here, which then sends a signal to pituitary gland, which basically says, shut everything down, cut the blood supply off to the thinking bit of the brain, so don't think, shut down, stop digesting your food in your tummy, because you don't need to digest your food, which is why you get butterflies in your tummy. So when he spoke to you, you got arrested by that little blue thing, by sending that amygdala sent a signal to this hypothalamus, is what it's called. The hypothalamus sent a signal to your pituitary gland. You're overwhelmed with hormones. The blood supply to your head, to this bit, got shut down. The blood supply to your tummy got shut down. Reduce your sugar, and your body said, I can't cope with this information, and shut down. So that's what happened. You had an amygdala attack, a Myg-trig as they call it, and it's all precipitated by this little bit of thing in the brain. And if you come to the next online mind gym is now going online. If you come to the next online mind gym, you'll experience what this is about, what this is made up, how these two things work together, and more importantly, this orange bit, because the orange bit is the bit that makes us repeat our patterns of behaviour, and that's what the next mind gym's about. Thanks for listening. Have a lovely day. Hope this helps. Goodbye.